I'm sorry? I thought someone was saying something. So I was thinking about doing a website and integrating it with Netlify and publishing in a live website. You know, it's gonna involve some JavaScript because you have to the website that we could be doing it will have a form, so people fill the form and it will get sent. They will get sent an email, or you would get sent an email as an owner of the website when people fill the form, like a contact form. I'm publishing it in Netlify.
What do I need to open? Because this is my first class in JavaScript.
No, we're gonna follow the same steps that we follow on JavaScript. So it's an empty project.
BreatheCode.
Yeah, just an empty project. But
Okay.
I'll start legit. Like I'm gonna go through the process of starting out the project and everything.
Okay.
But we don't have the usual people here, so I'm wondering where they are. Let me see if I can send them a message to see where they are. Okay, let's start, I guess. I'm going to be sharing my screen. So there are no clear instructions because this project is not part of the syllabus that we normally do. but I thought it was going to be a good idea to do it. You know, basically, there's this hosting that it's called Netlify that everyone's using and is really excited about, that where you can just publish your websites for free. And there's this landing page that I have here. Landing page, Bootstrap. Let me see. I think I have it here. This one. I'll put the link. Here's the link. So that everyone can have the ultimate HTML and CSS. Like, we're gonna build the HTML and CSS, but just for you to have the idea on what we're gonna be building. We're gonna be building this. Because this is a classical thing you want to do. Like when you learn how to code and JavaScript and everything, you want to do something like this always, like a landing page to show everyone. Because in the past videos, we've developed like a tic-tac-toe. We didn't do a tic-tac-toe. We did a game with balloons, like this one. Yeah, like this one that I'm showing here. We did this one already. A little game with balloons, and that's nice, but it's not as useful in a daily activity. We also did the random excuse generator, like to generate excuses, this one. And it's cool because it's fun. You do excuses with JavaScript, but it's not something that you will use in real life. And we also did, I think, another one. But the thing is that none of those projects, they do teach you JavaScript, but they don't teach you the like real stuff that maybe you will be using, or either to get a job or to your own company or your own online startup that you're building. So I think this one will be a nice thing. So to start the project, I don't know if you guys can tell me if this is a project that you guys want to do. We can do that one, because the last time we said that we were gonna bring projects to do. I don't know if you guys have any idea on what to build.
It's okay with me. But are we going to do JavaScript or HTML and CSS?
No, we're gonna have a little bit of HTML and CSS because we have to build this, but I'm gonna go through it really fast and then focus on the JavaScript. You know, here there's some JavaScript because we need to do the sign up for this form. There's some JavaScript here as well. And I can show you how to do like a pop-up, a modal pop-up as well. Okay. Okay, so let's go through that. But to start, usually we do the same that we do always. We go and use the boilerplate for the academy, that it's start new project here, start a new project, and then pick empty project, a new empty project. We do have some people following on YouTube, so if you don't have access to the platform, doesn't really matter. You can use this link that I'm publishing here now. Let me publish the link. Once you have it done, you're gonna do the same as always. You're gonna build the new HTML file. Let's build that new HTML file. That is gonna be the index.html. You're also gonna build the style.css, and you're also gonna build the app.js. So we're gonna have 3 files like me. three files that you're gonna create. Let me put them in a source folder. So we have the app.js, the index.js, and the style.js. Put them all in a source folder so that you can have them organized. I'm gonna put them in the main page, all of them. I'm gonna put them in the screen so that you can see them. Okay, here we are. That's how you start every project. So the HTML, you're gonna fill it in with the Ember abbreviation. That is basically when you type on your HTML, if you type exclamation, you will find the computer giving you Emmet abbreviation to generate the entire HTML you need for the project. That way you don't type anything. Remember, typing is really bad for health. So you don't want to type. Then you're gonna, for the CSS, let's put a background, a body background blue, to make sure that we can see the blue. Background blue. I always do this because I want to make sure that I can see it. And then here we're gonna put a console log. Console log, hello world. Or let me put here, if you see me, it's connected. It's linked. Okay. And now we gotta put the link tag on the CSS part. So link. Oh, I normally Google that. So I'm gonna Google it. So link tag. I don't want to type it. If I type it, I will make mistakes. So I normally copy from here from the head. So my link tag, and then I will change the name of the file to my file. So style.css. My CSS file is style.css. That's why I have to put it here. And for the script tag, I do type it because from experience, I know it's a little bit harder to find it. So I do type it, but it's also very short, so you're gonna have less chance for an error. It's script source app.js, and you have to put it in the body. So make sure that you have this, and then let me know when you have it, please. Let me just copy here the instructions to run the terminal. I'm gonna paste this in the chat so that we can all use it. There they are, the command line instructions you need to put. They are on the chat. You gotta put it here like this. Well, first make sure that you cd into the HTML folder like this. Cd in the source folder, my bad. In the source folder, say cd source, and it will take you to the source, and then you can paste the command. Let me make this text bigger so that everyone can read the text. There it is. Oh, this command is bad. My bad. I think it's like this. Let me see if like this works. doesn't work. So the source folder was a bad idea. Let's not have the source folder because it's gonna complicate everything. I'm moving everything outside. Yeah, like that. Like that, it's a lot better. Okay, let me run the command. It does work now. Okay. So I know that Bettina, it's the first time here. So, but you did already this for HTML. Like you run at the server and you created the HTML and the CSS. The only thing that you haven't created before is the app.js, but it's pretty similar to the other two. Let me put the app.js in the middle. This is more important than the CSS.
I'm not connected to the JavaScript. I don't know why. I'm connected to the CSS, but not to the JavaScript.
And how do you know you're not connected?
Because it doesn't write on the screen. If you see me, it's linked.
Because this screen, the console, is not the usual one. Instead of doing console.log, do document.write, and you will see it probably. Let's see.
I do what? I'm sorry?
Instead of console.log, do document.write. Like that, document.write, and now you should see it. Let me put the example here. Here
no.
You see it or not?
No.
Okay. So make sure you have the script tag here. Look. Script, source, app.js, and close the script. Make sure you don't have any misspells.
Yeah.
Share me your screen and we can figure it out. Okay, here's your screen. Let me see, you have the app.js. Maybe you need to do, when refreshing, refresh with the shift key pressed to erase the cache.
Okay.
The cache.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but you stopped the screen share. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Yeah, now it worked.
Okay. So it was a cache problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
No problem. So what about Timothy? Are you done? And I see Cristiano here.
Yeah, I'm good. It didn't work at first, but when I put the document right, then I saw it on the page.
Yeah, because remember the console doesn't, when you write in the console, when you console log, it doesn't show up in the document. It shows up at the bottom here in the console. Let me show
you. When you inspect it.
Yeah. So Bettina, when you are in the JavaScript world, now all the JavaScript normally when you wanna like write something for yourself, you do it in something that we call the console. That is this that I'm showing here, and I'm not sharing the screen right now. Let me share it. Okay. You see my screen?
Yeah.
So at the bottom of the website, I have something that it's called the console. Here you see it.
Huh? Yeah.
To open that, all you have to do is right-click and inspect. Right-click and inspect. But it will open up in a different tab. It will open up on the Elements tab. This tab is super useful, but we're gonna be focusing right now in this tab and in the Console tab. So the Console tab shows up anything you write on the console. So let me put another JavaScript here and say console.
I have it.
console.log, hello, and then refresh. Do you see the hello right there? On the console, you see it here?
Yep.
And do you see it in your project or not?
I'm going to do it myself.
Okay. The only one that I don't know, and maybe it's not following, and that's why I don't know.
No, there's a mistake. There's an error. DevTools failed.
DevTools failed. I do have that too, but ignore that. Look,
yeah, I have no, but I don't see the hello.
Okay, and you put the console log like this, console log.
Hold on. Console log. Hello. Yep.
And then you saved both, and then you refresh.
Oh no, I didn't save it. Didn't save it. Sorry.
You know what you can do? You can click here in File and autosave. That way you wouldn't have this problem before, after anymore. Okay. Autosave.
Now I have it. Awesome.
I see that we have CT and Juan Robledo now in the chat. So if you guys can catch up, if you want to catch up, I suggest I'm going to share a copy of the project so that you guys can start from there. It's easier like that. So basically, I'm going to put that in the chat. So if you click in the link that I put on the chat, you will find a copy of my workspace so that we can catch up quickly. We just started, by the way. We just started. We've been setting up the environment. Okay, just let me know if you're having issues setting up the environment. With the snapshot, you should have no issue whatsoever. I'm gonna mute you, Dorothy. Yeah, okay. Okay, let me see. Okay. So once you're here, you're gonna have to start using JavaScript in the middle and HTML and CSS. So for the CSS, since we're gonna be building this landing page, I wanna build something smaller than this because this is too much. Let's just build like a small representation of this. Like always, I'm gonna start with my strategy. So basically the strategy for this particular website, it's something like, let me take a picture of the entire website, capture the entire page. Yep. I'm gonna share this screenshot with you guys, so don't worry. Okay, so this is my website. Maybe I'm gonna take another one because this is too much. This is too much. No, this is like a mobile version of it. A mobile version. I want to capture the original version here. Okay. So since this is the JavaScript course and not the HTML one, I'm gonna do it pretty fast. So this, as you can see, is the logo. This is the sign in. Then they should be wrapped in a bigger div. Then this is another, and then there should be an even bigger div that is wrapping all of that in. Then you have this one. Here you have this one. And we're gonna do a tool here. I'm not gonna do the rest because with just one form, it's enough for JavaScript to understand how to use JavaScript for this. And then you have here, I'm gonna do another div here that is gonna contain all of them. Then we have one div here that contains this with an image on the top. This is an image, an h1, and this is, so let me put now the names of them. So basically this is a paragraph. I'm gonna share this strategy in a second. This is a paragraph. This is an h1 or h2, by the way. H2 because we want Google to rank it as second priority, not as first priority. This is an image tag. Then they are all wrapped in a div, and then this one is a bigger div, right? So another div, and then this one is an even bigger div that I call section. It's the same as a div.
I think they're frozen.
I'm
no,
sorry?
there.
Okay. So that's basically the strategy for this section. Then for this one, we have a button here, of course, button. This could be any input, an input. If you're asking for the mail, you put input type email. If you're asking for the phone, you put input type phone. But if you don't know, you just put input type text. It's the same. This is my H1. You see how you have only one H1 per page for search engine optimization purposes. And then here's my div, another div. Well, these are all a bunch of divs. This one's a button, so button. This one is the logo, but you normally put the logo in a div. So I would put the div because it may seem that it's letters, but maybe it's a picture with the letters, depending on how the logo was structured. And maybe you're asking, why do I have this bigger div, the green one, this one here, the big div? It has to exist. We need this div for having an imaginary limit to the content inside. Because as you can see, the entire website, it's like it has like an imaginary border. Let me show you the border that I'm talking about. Maybe with a smaller line, I can show you that there's an imaginary border here. This one here. It goes all the way, the entire website. Here. Maybe we can do it from here. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes it fits, sometimes it doesn't fit, but it's an imaginary border here. It goes all the way. You can see it. So whenever you want to use the imaginary border that goes all the way in the website, you have to put it in a container. Like for example here in a div. Here is going to be another div because we want to use this is another div. Here we don't need the imaginary border because it's centered. It's not aligned to the left. So we don't need that div here. We do need it here because this is fitted here actually. So we need it here as well. And then we need like a bigger one that contains all of them. Like this. That is if you were to keep doing the entire website. We're not going to do the entire website. We're going to do just a part of it because we don't want to focus on HTML. Okay, I'm going to share this with you guys. The strategy. Upload together. Shareable link. And this is the landing page. Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat then. There it is. Okay, now to build that really fast, I'm gonna put my strategy here at the bottom, really small, to build it pretty fast. Let me just put it here. Okay, so I will start the website with a bigger container, like always, a div that is gonna be the container. So class, let's call it main. It contains the entire website. That's a good practice. Then I'll do the div for the header, or for the, yeah, the header. Let's call it a section. Section is the same thing as a div, okay? But it tells Google that it's like a main important div in the website. It contains a whole section. So for us, this will be the class navigation. Let's call it navbar. And then we're gonna have another section. That other section will be the secondary, this one here at the bottom, the one that says build a landing page for your business with the H1. That's another section that all websites normally have, and we call that we can call it the Jumbotron. Or let's call it the tagline. For marketing purposes, it's being called the tagline most of the times. And then after the tagline, we have another section with this like features. Let's call that features. And then we have the last section that we're gonna put is the footer. The footer with all the, like, you know, at the bottom of every website you always have like little links there. It's also a navigation, but it's for the footer navigation. So we have here the footer. Everyone clear with that? Let me know. Let me know when you have a question. I'm gonna put colors to it so that we can all see it clearly. So navbar, it's gonna be background, let's say green. Then tagline, it's gonna be background, let's say red. And then footer, it's gonna be background yellow. And then let's see how it looks. If you don't see anything like me, it's because you need some content inside of it. So this is my navbar. This is my tagline. This is my features, and this is my footer. If we refresh, now we're gonna see it all. I can see from here that I forgot to put a color in features. So let me put a color in features. Background, I don't know, purple. So those are all my 4 sections of the website. Everyone, it's here up to date. Let me know if you are up to date on the chat so that we can continue. Let me know if you are not up to date so that we can fix it quickly. Let me minimize this. everyone can see it. So we have Diego ready, Bharati ready. We're missing Bettina.
No, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were waiting.
Okay. And then we're missing Juan, that I don't know if you're following Juan. Okay, you can continue, by the way. If you're waiting, don't wait for me, because we're probably going to be doing the same thing. If you follow this strategy, if you follow the strategy that I sent, you're going to be following the same that I'm going to be following. So it's okay if you go ahead.
Okay.
So the next thing will be the logo here, div class logo or brand. Some people call it the brand because it's not necessarily a logo. It could be just text. But in our case, it's going to be start bootstrap. And then for here, it will be, and we're also going to have a button, right? So to sign up, sign a button to sign up. And then this right side, it's gonna have to be also in a container. So for this container, we're gonna call it, let's say, buttons, just in case we have several buttons. And for the tagline, we're gonna have an H1 that it's gonna say, build the landing page for your business. So build landing page for your business. And then the form, right? So it's a form tag, form. We haven't seen the form tag, I think, on the HTML, but it's a type of tag when you want to put several inputs and a button. So input type email. I forgot that in the strategy, so I'm gonna update that. I think I can go back to annotate like this, boom. And then I forgot that this is a form first that contains the input and the button. So it's a form tag. Okay. So I finish my input here, and then I put the button. And the button says, sign up. And then the last part is the features. For the features, we're gonna have 3 boxes, right? So div, but we need a container first. Yeah, so first the div class, let's call it container. That is gonna do the invisible imaginary margin on the left and on the right. And here we're gonna put the image. We're gonna put the h2. That says, let's say full responsive. And then we're gonna have the bootstrap, oh no, the text. It's a paragraph, so some text. So that's pretty much it. Let me refresh and see how it looks. Okay, it's looking better. Now we gotta start the CSS pretty quick. For the CSS, the strategy that I'm gonna be using is reusability. I'm gonna try to focus a lot on the reusability. That's why I'm gonna do classes that the names of those classes are meant for reusability. So for example, the container, it's a class that I'm always gonna use to center stuff with the imaginary margin on the left and on the right. So it's gonna be margin auto so that it centers, and then it's gonna be width. Let's say that we want a width of 100 pixels, 1000. That's gonna make it always centered. So the container needs to be almost in every div. The navbar's gotta have it. And I forgot that on the navbar. So let's put it there. Let's see if we put it here, what happens. Container here. The tagline needs to have a different, the ones that have a background, because the ones that don't have a background are easy, because you can just apply the class container, and if they are not 100% width, they are 1000 width, you don't notice, because it's always gonna be all white. But this one, if I make it the second one, if I make the tagline, if I apply the class container, it will not look good. Let me show you. I'm gonna apply the class container to everyone, and you will see what I mean. I'm gonna remove this container from here and apply the class to all of them, and you will see what I mean. Okay. When I refresh, now if I make it grow, this is how it looks. So I don't want this red background to be the image, because the red background, it's limited to only 1000 width. I want 100% width. I think I know another way to fix it. We could have a second class called W100, and we apply that to the ones that we want 100% width. So width 100%. So if we say to this container, we say W100, it'll be exactly what we want. Yep. You see? So all the containers are limited to 1000 pixels, but the red one that I put at W100 so that it can not be limited to 1000 pixels. Okay. Let me center it. Text align center. This is the only one that needs to be centered, I think. Yeah, because the others are not centered. The others are, and let me call this box that I put here, the features container. We're gonna put a box that we're gonna call feature. And we're gonna repeat that box 3 times. Class features. Just one single feature. Let's call it feet so that we don't mistake it with features. So every feet, it's gonna have a border for now of 1 pixel because I want to see it. 1 pixel dash it red, and then we can have our 3 feet. There it is. Let's see how it looks. They are from top to bottom right now, but we need to put them from left to right. That's why I'm gonna make them all the feeds. I'm gonna make display, no. The parent of the features, we have to make display flex. And maybe that'll be enough. Yes, it was enough. But we have we don't have any other problems. Yeah, we do have a problem that the features are smaller than the entire width of the features container. For that, I think we can put a width to them. Let's say width 30%, and let's see what happens. They still maybe 33%. Yeah, perfect. So I'm gonna share this snapshot if you guys wanna. The cool thing about taking a snapshot is that the moment I take the snapshot, you can have the same workspace that I have, and you're gonna catch up right to the moment we are at right now. Okay, I'm gonna wait now for everyone to have the same CSS and HTML. Here's the website as we have it right now. Let's do the same. The same thing that we did with the features, we gotta do with the top bar that has on the left the start bootstrap and on the right the sign up. So let's apply a display also to a display flex to the nav bar. Yeah. And then to the button, we gotta tell to every nav bar immediate child, it's gonna be 50% width. Every nav bar immediate child. Let me see if it works. Yeah, it did work. But we want the navbar button we want to have a text align right. No, it's not the button, my bad. It's the form. No, it's not the form. It's the buttons container. We already had containers for them. Well, whatever. So the buttons container is gonna have a text align right. Still nothing. Let's see why. Now for buttons with a plural. My bad. There it is. So that's pretty much with the layout. Like all the rest is just aesthetics. Because we have all the hard stuff in CSS is always the layout. Like all the other part is applying paddings and applying all those things. I'm gonna share my current snapshot so that you can be at the same. If you want, you can just open the snapshot. But my recommendation is to catch up by typing, not by just opening the snapshot. Okay. So I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna now start working on the JavaScript so that we can focus on what we wanted to focus. And later on, if we have some spare time, we're gonna finish polishing the website because the layout is done. And what we gotta do now, it's like, for example, apply some padding to the top container to make it look more beautiful. But in general, this is the main CSS and HTML. So I think it's not important to focus on this now. We can just focus on the JavaScript part. So the first thing is that we're gonna, let's see if we can deploy this to Netlify. Or let's do it with the other one, with Cite. And let's follow this with me. Go to cite.it.co. My bad. Let me put the link on the. Let me log out so that you can see it how I can see it, like the same way you guys will see it. Okay. So go to this website. This is gonna be the server that we're gonna be publishing. We're gonna put it on the here. There it is. Go there and create an account. It's free, and it really takes 15 seconds, like they say. It really takes 15 seconds. So you click here on deploy free for the first time. It's gonna ask you to create an account. Once you create the account, I normally create it with GitHub. I think I already have it. Yeah, it's telling me that I already have it, so I have to log in through the other section. Login, GitHub. You do the same. If you don't have a GitHub, don't worry. You can just create it without GitHub. Doesn't really matter. Let me know after you created. Everyone put on the chat after you finish creating the account on Cite. This is an amazing server to publish websites. You will fall in love with it. If you don't fall in love with it, it's because you don't understand it. If you fall in love with it, it's because you understand it plenty. Netlify is also a good server, but I recommend Cite more because it also has backend, and Netlify only has frontend. Well, it has some backend, but just a minor thing. Cite, on the contrary, has been focusing on frontend and backend from day one, so they have a better offer for the backend features. So Diego has Netlify already. Netlify, no, my bad. Cite or Cite. Cite. It's hard to pronounce for me.
I need thinking.
Okay. It's taking a while. Well, leave that tab open, and in the meantime, come here to the command line and open a new terminal. Here, new terminal. Click on new terminal, and then on the new terminal, you're gonna put npm I or install with double L. Don't put a misspell. And then now -G. I'm gonna copy that in the chat so that you can do it as well.
What's that?
That's gonna install the CI application on your workspace, so that we can connect to the CI through the command line. You're gonna see how cool it is. It's super cool. Okay. Let me know when you're. If it's still loading, then go back to CI. Maybe it's already done. Like, I don't know why it's taking so much. Like, if it's still loading, close the tab and say ci.co, and it will probably take you to the dashboard already done. Maybe it's idle, but it worked.
Yeah, I just refreshed the page and it worked. Just continue.
Yeah, just refresh it. Okay, Diego's done, and Timothy's done. Everyone else refresh so that we can all be done. Barath is done as well. No, you're not done, Barathi. Let me know if you're done. Barathi is done. We're waiting for Bettina.
No, it's still loading. There.
Perfect. Okay, so
there.
now we're never going to go again to CI. We don't need to go again for CI anymore. Just close that tab and come back here to the terminal so that we can make sure that we are deploying the website ready. So if you haven't run the npm install now -G, run it now.
There's a page saying from Git repository or from template. Do we do nothing with that?
No.
Import project?
Well, finish okay. Whatever it's asking you. If it's asking you something in particular, maybe you can share me the screen, and that way I will see.
To import project.
No, you don't have to import a project. Don't worry.
Okay. Gone.
Okay. So let me know if you already did the command as well, like npm install now. You have to do that.
Yes.
Okay, after you're done with that, you're gonna say, let me see how I collapse this, because, okay, there it is. So now you're gonna say now. Just say the word now on the command line, or type it, N-O-W, now. And it's gonna tell you that it doesn't know who you are, that you need to give your email that you just put on CI, right? So mine is this one, and it's gonna send you a link. It's gonna send you a link to your email. Just open your email. It could be on your phone, doesn't have to be in the computer. Open your email and click on the link that CI sent you. It says verify. The button says verify inside the email. Once you do that, it will magically stop loading here on the command line, and it will let you continue. It will say congratulations.
Ready.
Okay, everyone has to be ready. Let me know. there should be a functionality here on BlueJeans for these type of things, like to say ready when you're done. Okay, after you're done, you never have to run this again unless you create a new workspace. Like the first time you did run, now it will log in and now it knows who you are. So the second time you do now, it will assume that you're publishing a website, this current website. So let's do now again. And it's gonna start asking questions. It's telling you, do you want to set up and deploy this? Yes. Type the Y for yes. Or just type enter. This is the same thing. Enter. Which scope do you want to deploy to? In my case, is Alejandro. In your case, it will be your name. Link to an existing project? No. Type the N or just press enter, and it will not link it. What's your project name? You can say landing page, and that's it. Don't put a space, by the way. The workspace name cannot have a space.
What do we do after it says congratulations?
You say now again. Now, type it again, now.
Okay.
And then in which directory is your code located? You're gonna just leave it as it is. Setting up project. No framework detected. You want to override the settings? No. And let's try. It's trying to deploy. Let's see. It says deployed. Let me see if it works. There it is. This is a public link to my website.
When I wrote what's your project name, I wrote landing page altogether, and then the directory, and now it's saying error, project name contains invalid characters. Oh, because I put caps. I cannot put a cap.
Okay, I didn't know that you cannot put caps.
So how do I go back?
Start again. Say Control C and start again. Say now again.
Oh, now, okay.
Say now again, and it will start again trying to deploy.
Okay.
So now you have a project that is published on the internet, and you can send that link to everyone.
Want to override was yes or no?
It's always the default. Just press enter, and it will take you to the default, because as you can see here, it's bolded the Y. That's why it's gonna be the default. So it's yes, no, project name, enter. Just press enter Barathi. After you type now on the command line, just press enter in all the questions that it's gonna ask you.
Yeah. It's ready. I'm ready.
And it gave you your link, right? Your link is different to mine. Look, mine is landing page 6.now.sh. In your case, it's probably landing page altogether / something.
Settings.
Did it just automatically pop up the browser page, the preview?
When you click on it, you have to press command and click, and it will take you to the website. Command and click. When you hover on the link, it tells you, look, it tells you command plus click to follow link. Okay, so let's say that we make some changes to the website. If we make some changes to the website and we want to see the website we want to publish the website again with the new changes. What do? We say now again? We type now again, and that's it. Let me change something. Let me put a padding into the navbar that I know needs a padding. So padding 10 pixels. And let me see. It applied there. And then I'm gonna remove the margin. You know that the padding, the navbar is separated from the red container a little bit, and that should not be like that. I think that is because the H1, it's messing with it. So I'm gonna tell to all the H1s need to lose the margin. And let me see if that fixes it. Yeah, it's fixed. And then to the tagline, I'm gonna apply the same padding of 10 pixels. Actually, to everything, you know. But I guess we'll go little by little. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna apply it to everything. So I'm gonna create a class P3 or P1, and that's gonna be P10. Let's say P10. Padding of 10 pixels. That way I can apply that class to all the containers that I want. So I want to apply it to navbar. I want to apply it to tagline. And so and so. But now let's see if the changes are published in my website. My current production website is like this. But when I republish, let's say now again, now, it's gonna deploy my changes. But you have to put now -- prod. Yeah, it's telling you here that if you want to deploy to the original website, you have to put now -- prod. So let's do that now -- prod, and it's gonna publish it in the original link that it shared with me. There it is. It's published. You see? So that's how you update your website all the time. You say now -- prod.
Alejandro, can I show you something?
Yeah, of course.
It sent me here. Settings.
Let me see, wait. It sent you to settings. Who sent you to settings? Let me see your command line. Maybe it published several links.
I went to deployments and it popped up.
Let me see.
On the top row.
Show me your command line.
Yeah, I'm trying it there.
Okay. So it sends you several links. The one you want to click is the one with the website. Like, which one you clicked that sent you to settings?
The last one.
The production.
That says that's the only one I see. The one that has the bulb in the front. I don't see another one.
No, you have 3. Look, you have.
Oh, the inspect.
Inspect is gonna take you to like a command line. You want production.
Oh, production. Okay.
Yeah, that's the website.
Thank you.
The reason it's called let's talk about that industry wording. In the industry, when you talk about production, you talk about your website that everyone sees. That's called production.
Yeah.
So people say normally, let's go to production, stuff like that.
No, I know, but I just read the last line.
Yeah, but you know that for me, for example, in my screen, I only have 2. I have inspect and production. I don't have the other one that you had that is linked to Ale Sanchez, blah, 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 blah. Like, it depends.
Yeah.
So always follow production. Okay. Let's go back here and let's start working on the JavaScript. Now that we have our website published. So open your app.js again. And what do we want to happen? We want, so when people click here and say their email, like when they click on the website, let me put it in a normal size again. Yeah, so when they click on the website, let me change something. I put width here in the container. I think it's better max width, because if you put max width, it will shrink when you shrink the website, but it will not outgrow it. You see, it's better. It's more responsive. It will shrink with the website, but it will never outgrow the 1,000 pixels. So that's one last thing that I wanted to say, because that way is better. Okay, so now that we have here our form, JavaScript is used for dynamicness. Like in JavaScript, you could, if you want, you could start playing around with your website with the same way you do with CSS. That you can, in CSS, you can say, I want the navbar to be green or whatever. In JavaScript, you can also refer to the elements on the website, but with JavaScript. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna say, let's first select the form that contains the input. And for that, in CSS, we would say, for example, we could say in CSS form like this. We could say form, and then we could apply some styles to it. Like, I don't know, let's say border 1 pixel yellow, solid. And then that will make the form yellow. You see, here it is. So in CSS, in JavaScript, you will do the same like this. You will do let form it's equal to document.querySelector, and then form. That's how you do it in JavaScript. You say document.querySelector, and you use the same selectors that you use in CSS. So in this case, form, you would use it here in JavaScript. And then you can say, for example, form.style. Let's say background, and then we can make it, let's make it now black. The background of the form will be now black. Let's see what happens. You see how it's black now? So I want you to do the same. Follow me with that. Yeah, the class is being recorded, Cristiana. It's being recorded in YouTube.
Could you please share it? Where can I find this information? Because I couldn't find mock today. My internet, that's today. Sorry.
Yeah, if you wanna catch up with the classes that happened before and stuff, you just go to YouTube and then look for BreatheCode. Look for the channel, and then you will find, well, now we're live streaming, so it says live now, but if it doesn't say live now, you can find it on here. It says live classes in English and Spanish, and you click on the English one, that it's the second one, and it will show you all the classes on the right side here. So you can pick the one you want to see again, watch again. So now it's black. You see how it's black, the background? We made that with JavaScript, not with CSS. I want everyone to try it. Everyone try it, please. And we'll figure it out as we continue. Another thing that we could do to the form is we could say form dot, what else can we do? We could change the content of the form. We could say inner HTML, and then let's say that we want inside the form an input. Let's say that I want to change this to remove it, or let's say hello. If I do that, the form is gonna stop having content. It's gonna reset the content to hello. Let me know where you are at the same place. When you are at the same place. And if you're totally lost, let me know as well, and we can figure it out.
Mine is not showing the hello.
Maybe it's showing it, but it's black, you know?
Oh.
Hover on it. Like
I don't have any black.
Ah, okay. Then show me your screen and we'll fix it. Okay, let's see. Everything looks fine. Show me the website working. Like on the tab, you have the website somewhere. I don't see the website. Maybe you're sharing on a different screen. I see your, there it is. Okay. So open the inspector there. Right click on the form, like on the area that the form is supposed to be, and inspect it. Okay. And now click on the console. Click on the console on the right side. You have 3 tabs on the right side, or 4 tabs. You have elements, console, source, and network.
Oh, on the top. I thought it was okay.
Ah, it's the same. It's my bad. It's the same actually. So I don't see it there. For some reason, I think, and I do see the hello. Go back to your JavaScript, because I don't know why do you have a hello if your JavaScript doesn't have a console log hello. You see? It's like you have an old version. Can you refresh with the cache memory?
Yes, I did it. I always do that because it's.
Yeah, but it's still saying hello. It's an old version.
Yeah, but you see that I do it. You see how it's.
Yeah. So
loading?
go back. Let me see why you have an old version. Go back to the JS.
To that?
To the JS file. I want to see the JS file. Okay. App.js. Why do you still have it old? It's like it's not loading the right one. Go back to the website for a second. To the production web. Yeah, to that one. And then click on the network. You know, beside the console, there's sources and network. Click on network. And then refresh again. And then click on app.js. You have 4 lines below. Click on the app.js. You have 4. You have like a list of things. Yeah, exactly. Click on app.js, and then click on You see what shows up on the right.
It's the first version. Yeah, it's the first version.
Yeah, it's like loading an old one. Let's change. You know what we can do is a little trick. I think that you are probably not pressing shift right. It's a simple instruction.
I am.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking is
because
that
it's
maybe
production. It's production. Look, it's the production website. You will have to publish it again now. So close that website, because that website, it's only when you want to publish it again. But my recommendation is to work locally and then publish it at the end, you know? So go back to your original preview, click on open ports. On the terminal, you have open ports. And then open the browser, and it will show you your development website, not the production website. Yeah, so that's the latest one.
Okay.
And that one should probably have the last version. Refresh it with shift, and nothing.
Yeah, I'm refreshing.
And nothing happens.
You see that it's no.
Open the inspector again.
Hold on. Is it possible that I don't know why it's loading on Microsoft Edge and not the Chrome? Because the Edge drove me crazy the first classes.
That's not it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So go back to the open the inspector. We want to make sure that it's loading the right CSS, the right JavaScript. So you have something on the console now. Click on the console. It says cannot be property style of. Okay. So I know what's happening there. Okay, go back to HTML. It's saying that it doesn't find the. You know that you have your script app.js in the line number 11 of the HTML. You're loading your app.js.
Yes.
Yeah, so you should move it to the bottom. Move the script tag to the bottom, because you are loading the JavaScript too early and the HTML is not there yet, you know?
Okay, after body or?
No, right before the body closing tag. Yeah, I forgot to say that. Like, when you load JavaScript, you have to make sure that JavaScript is the last thing you do, because if not, it's not gonna have all the elements loaded.
Okay.
Now it should work.
There it go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one important concept to follow, that JavaScript comes after the website is fully loaded, okay? So you have to always make sure that it's the last thing you put on your document.
Good.
Okay. So you guys should have the same as me. You have the black. No one else has had questions, so I wonder if Diego and Timothy and Barathi are following, and if you are up to date. Okay, cool. So now that we know that JavaScript is working, we don't want to change the background to black, and we don't want to say hello. So remove that, but leave the variable form. Leave it there, because we do want to play with the form. What we are going to do now is that we're going to say here on Google, JavaScript on submit. That it's an event that triggers when the form is submitted. And this is how they think that they say that we should do it. We should have an onSubmit property on the form. This is called an event. Let me explain a little bit about that. When you are on the platform as a student, you're gonna have a lesson that it's called the DOM. It's on day 3, on day 4. Day 3, no, day 4. Oh, this is not the course. I'm in the wrong course. Let me switch to your same course. Here. Day 4. you see that it says, what is the DOM? Document Object Model. So basically, what we're dealing with is we are using JavaScript to deal with the website. So the elements in the website can be queried like this. We're using the document.query selector. And you can change the styles. You can do whatever you want with JavaScript to them. You can change the inner HTML the same way we did. I put hello. You can change attributes that, like the class. You can apply more classes to it if you like. So that's the DOM. And another thing that you can do with them is you can listen to events. That's how it's called. It's an event because we're waiting for the user to do something. Right? We are waiting for the user. We want, for when the user clicks on sign up, we want something to happen. So what you do is that you say form dot on submit. It's equal to function, and here we are going to say just an alert. Alert, I was submitted. Type this. I know that maybe you don't know what a function is, but for now you don't have. I'm going to explain it after you finish typing this so that you know what's happening. Form on submit function. And then alert, I was submitted. So what you're doing right now, it's basically, this is called a function. That a function is used to execute JavaScript depending on an event or on someone else calling that function. Like here, the system or the website or the browser, it's gonna call this function, so it's gonna execute whatever it's put between the curly brackets every time the form is submitted. Every time the form is submitted, the system, it's gonna execute this line. That is called a function. And you have many ways of declaring a function. Like one could be that you say, let my function is equal to function, or you could say function, my function, or let's call this function send. And here we alert, I was called. And then I can put here send. So that way I'm telling on submit to call send when it's ready. You see, that's another way. You can have functions declared that you attach to events that this way. Form on submit, please equal to send. So it will call this function, basically. You can also call send yourself. You could say here, for example, send, and it will call when the website loads. Look, I was called, and then I click OK, and then when I click on sign up, it also got that's called. So it's like there are several ways to call a function. One of them is to call it yourself, like this, and the other one is to let the system calling itself using events. There are many events. Submit is not the only one. If you want to know all the events available, you can just click here. You can search JavaScript events, and it will take you to the same website, W3 Schools, and it will take you to the whole list of events that you have available. Like on change, on click, on mouse over, on mouse out, on key down. Like you have many. And the one that we are doing right now, it's on submit. That it's an event that it only occurs when you have a form. So what are the steps that we're following? We're first grabbing the form, so we're selecting the form with JavaScript, and then we're waiting for the form to be submitted. And what do we want to do when the form gets submitted? We probably want to connect. We want to connect to another system that saves the person email, and then we want to say, thank you for your email. Here's your whatever, here's your information. Probably people are saying, oh, we're going to contact you later. So let's do that. Let's say after send was called, let me create another function that we're going to call send email. And that's going to get the email from the input. If we want to get the email from the input, we got to select the input. So input. And then email input. And then we say here, email, let me alert it first. Alert email.value. This is the email. The user email, So what we're going to do is that we're going to call this function here. So you see the flow. This is the step number 1. Let me put it here. Step 1. Select the form with JavaScript. Step 2 is attach the function send to the form submit event. To the submit event. To the form submit event. Step number 3. Declare the function send and call the function send email when the form is sent. Call the function send email. So this is step 3. Step 3. And then step 4 is send the email. Or maybe get the email from the input and send the client email to your email. And maybe thank the user. So we're missing that. So how do we thank the user? We say form.innerHTML equal to thank you. Our staff will contact you. Whatever. So though we have some logic, let me remove the background black. It's already removed. That's cool. Okay. So these are the 4 steps we're doing. Let me run you through it. So first thing we do, we grab the form, we attach the send. So let's see how it works. When you click, I was called, so this line is being called here. I was called, and then this is the user email, and I didn't have any email. You see, let me put the email, hello@gmail.com. So when I click on it, I was called, and then this is the user email, hello@gmail.com. You see, here it is. We have it in a variable. And then the website is refreshing. The website refreshes. That's why you lose the email. Look, if I put hello at, and I click on next, it will refresh the website. To avoid that, you have to say here on the I'll submit, you have to say e.prevent default. Let me see if that fixes it. One, two, three, one. Yeah, it's not refreshing anymore. So I had to do this e.prevent default because by default forms they refresh the website when they are submitted. So we want to prevent that. So you gotta call that function. This is called e or event. It doesn't really matter how you call it. You can call it event, and it's passed every time that you attach a function to an event. You receive that event as a parameter. Okay. So what we're doing here is that we are saying I want the event to be prevented by default. Like we don't want the event to continue doing its job. That will be to refresh the website, basically, in this case. We don't want that event to do what it normally does. We want the event to stop. Like I already catch it on my form. I'm executing my function, and that's all I needed. Thank you very much. I don't want you to reload the website or anything else that you were going to do. Don't do it. So from now on, you have to remember, when you are using events, you always receive the event as the first parameter of the function that was called when that event was triggered by the user. So again, let me refresh and you'll see. Blah, blah, blah. Sign up. Oh yeah, you have to type a real email. Click, I was called. Second, this is the user email. And then no refresh. It says thank you now. Thank you, our staff will contact you. So type all of this and let me know. And ask any questions. You probably have questions. Like I'm throwing a lot here. I'm throwing a lot of concepts, like how to select an element from the website, how to attach.
Yes.
I know it's a lot, but it's just an introduction. It's just to get you playing around and being more comfortable. When you follow the days on the syllabus, it will make more sense because that it will take you step by step. One concept that I didn't explain. Can you show us your browser? I'm showing my browser. What do you mean? Like this is the website? And when I do these things, it should sign up here. Then I was called. That means this is being executed. This line number 13, I was called. And then the second one, that this is the user email. It's also here that it's this alert here. And then it's changing the inner HTML of the form. So now the form will say thank you, and it will not say what it said before. Before it had a bunch of the input and the button. We are changing the inner HTML of that form. So It's like we're getting from the form, we're changing all of this, the HTML inside the form. We're rewriting this with JavaScript, with the inner HTML here. Another concept that I'm using, I didn't explain, is the concept of variables. A variable is basically when you put a name to something that you can save for later. Like, for example, whatever it is that you are grabbing from the website, that it has the tag form, you want to save it for later here. In the let, you use the word let. You can also use the word var. So variable form, and that's how we want to call it. We can call it however we like. We can call this, I don't know, Tommy. You know, and then we will have to always refer to it like Tommy. So Tommy, it's gonna be the guy that contains the form, and then Tommy on submit, send, and then here Tommy.innerHTML at the bottom. So those are variables, containers, or names that you put to what you save for later.
When it says, when the sign that says I was called is shown in the screen, it shows a lot like errors or hexadecimals. Can you prevent that from happening?
Let me see the errors and the hexadecimals.
No, it's not an error, but it's
You mean like the weird stuff that shows up here? This.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is your website title. Your website. That's the URL of the website. You can change that by changing the title. Let me show you.
Hold on, because I don't know if it's that.
No, actually, it's not the title. It's the URL of the website.
Oh, okay. It's the URL.
Yeah, but you can change it. But then I will not call it alert anymore. You know, we can create our own alert. Let me do it for you for a second. We could have here something that we call div my super. Let me put here. Well, let me put an h2 that I'm gonna call my super alert, and then we're gonna have inside a p tag that it's gonna have a class called, you know what, let's just have it empty. Let me have it empty because I don't want to complicate it. And then we're gonna put this the class alert. It's just an empty div with the class alert. That's it. Now with CSS, let's tweak it a little bit. So we're gonna say that we want the alert, the dot alert, to be margin auto because we want it centered. We want it to have a width of, let's say, 400 pixels and a height of 300 pixels again, 400 again, so that it's a square. And let's see how it looks. There it is. It's too big. Let me put it smaller. 200 by 200. And that we want it with a background white. So background white. There it is. But we don't want it on the top of the website. We want it in the middle, like popping up in the center. So for that we do display absolute or fixed. I think it's fixed. Display fixed. And you see how it's gonna look now in the center. No, it's not fixed, my bad. It's static. Static. No, we still have, it's position, my bad. Position fixed. Let's try again with position fixed. There it is. Now it's in the middle. Well, not in the middle, my bad, but it's on top of the content. For some reason, the margin auto is not working, and I think it is because you have to also be display inline block. Nope. Maybe it's top, left, left, left auto, and right auto. I don't know this anymore. Like, you have to Google. No. Oh my God. How to fix it center div. Let me see, center a positions div, and I have to put position fixed, that I think we already put. Let me see. Position fixed, yes. Then I have to put the width, the height. What? No, this is the question, and we're gonna see the answer. This is the answer. It's this. Let's put these three things here. And let's see if it works. Yeah, it is centered now. Okay, that's our alert that we have our own now. So now the question is, how do I use it? Like, it's cool that it's there, but how do I use it? So to use it, you have to, let's put it by default, let's put it hidden. So display none. That will hide the alert. Look, it's hidden now. So with JavaScript, we're gonna say, I know it seems like a lot of work, it's better just to use the default alert. Let's say with JavaScript that we wanna select the alert, so that will be alert, and we're gonna put here dot alert, and then we can say alert dot inner HTML I was called, and then alert dot style dot display block to show the alert. We changed the CSS property to display block from display here the same. From display, it was display none here. Now it's display block. Let's see how it works. alex@gmail.com. When I sign up, there is, I was called. And then we gotta put inside the alert a button that to close it. So what we're gonna do is that instead of putting in the inner HTML just this, we're gonna put several lines. We're gonna put the I was called as a p tag that says I was called, and then a button that says on click, and I know this is a lot, but this will be the last thing. On click, we're gonna say we have to create a small function called close. Function close. We're gonna say on click, call the function close, and it's gonna say close me, close me. And then how do you close it? Well, you basically say alert display none, and you remove the alert inner HTML to empty so that it's empty again. So let's see if it works. alex@gmail.com, sign up, and then it has the button close me. When I click it, it doesn't close. Let me see why. Style.display none. Style.display none. It's not calling the close for some reason. It's not calling the close. It doesn't find the function close, is my guess. Let's see how we can, maybe if I put a semicolon, let me see. Nope, let me see if I have an error on the console. Yeah, type error, alert is not a function. Why is it saying the alert is not a function? In the line number 30, number 30, alert. Ah, this one here, maybe. Yeah, that was the problem. But I still have the other alert there. Let's see again. Sign up, close. No, still doesn't work. Come on, but we're almost there. What else could be happening? On click. You know another thing that we could do? We could just say, instead of putting this on click here, yeah. I really don't know why it's not working. But let's debug it. If I click on the sources tab, I can see the code and I can go through it. Let me see. So this is my code, and I can stop here and see what happened. Let's see. If I click, nothing happens. So the click is not working. The on click. Close, close.
Why do you need the I was called? Why don't you just thank the user and that's it?
You're right. Thank you. That's a better flow. I was overcomplicating it, yeah. And then we don't need this send email. Well, we do need it, but
yeah, send email, yeah, but
yeah. But we're still missing the close. It's not working the close.
Yeah.
Let me see why. Maybe we can put this too. Maybe we can have this. Let me see if at least I can do here something else. Let me see if I can do a console log. Console log. Hello. Or click it. And then let's see if it shows on the console. I gotta open the console here and see. It shows up on the console. Look. So it does now if it was clicked, but it's not able to find this code here for some reason.
Can you have a function called close? Isn't it like the reserved name?
It could be. It could be. Let me see. Hide, I guess, or hide alert. Hide alert. Oh my God, that was it. You're a genius.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so that's it. That we replaced the alert. The only thing we're missing is sending the email. And to send an email, we have this cool. There's a form email send JS. If we look for this, you cannot do it with the front end only. You need some backend, but there's some workarounds. So let me see if we can find that pretty quickly, and with that we finish. There was a service that was doing that for free. Yeah, well, this one no. This one is crazy. This one is using Gmail. I wouldn't recommend this at all, because if you do this, the hackers will be able to use it. Because everything you do on the front end, it's being shown to everyone else, because the front end is public. So you don't want to put your credentials for Gmail there. But this one works. The form spree, I have used it before and it's super cool. Let me see how you're supposed to use it. They had here a free plan. Maybe if we click on get started, it's gonna show up. Get started. Maybe I already have a Is it this one? I don't remember if it's this one. You haven't created any forms. No, this is an entirely different thing now. Send form without backend. Submit an HTML without a backend. Creating a contact with no backend. Okay, let me see. Someone will have the solution because I found that once. It's a little service that is free that lets you send emails without worrying on that. Ah, here it is. Formsubmit.co. I knew that I would find it quickly. Formsubmit.co. So all you gotta do is this action here. All you have to do is open this and you can say here for, let's say, document dot locate. No, it's window. Actually, you can put on the form, on the action. Let's go to the form, and you can put on the action that action to your email. My email is algal@gmail.com. So let me try with that one, and let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. Bob@gmail.com. Submit. Thank you. But since we put the prevent default, maybe it's not gonna trigger the action that they tell us to. You know what? Let me just do it like this. Let me just put here. Let me put here window.location.href, I think it is, and then you're gonna put here the URL that you got, question mark, and then the email, that it's email plus email.value, and that's gonna do it. Let's try. So bob@gmail.com, sign up. Your form should post. Oh, my bad. So we gotta do it with post. Oh, that makes everything complicated. That makes everything. Let me see if I can do it like this. Fetch. I wanna fetch this with a method post. Let's try again. So alex@gmail.com or Bob, whatever email. When I sign up, it tried to do the fetch. Access to fetch, course origin problem. Yeah. No, we cannot do it like this. We will have to use it like an action. It's the only way. So we would have to put this back. I mean, just remove this and remove the prevent default and do it like that. Do it with the action. It's already there, the action. So let's see if it works with that. But it will refresh the page, so that's sad. Because the thing is that I didn't think about that. It's gonna refresh the page, probably. Bob@gmail.com, sign up. Yeah. And you put here the action. Action, post. No, the method, my bad. Like they say there, method. They say here it should be method post. So method post. We refresh the website and now it should work. But normally you can do it with a fetch, just not with this service. You see that it says check your email. Now I should have received the email on my Gmail account. I should have received it. form submit. Look. Oh, actually, it worked 3 times. No. No, that's thank you for submitting. You're only a step away with making forms. Blah blah. Function available active form. I have to activate the form first. Yeah, it will not. New submission. Yeah, look, we have 3 submissions. Here's what they had to say. The only problem is that the form didn't show me the email that was sent. So for that, I think we have to put they are telling us to put a name on the input like this, like name, email, or whatever, right? We can say here, this is the email. And then let's try again. Bob at blah, 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 sign up. And now we should receive another email from them, but stating that the email was, it maybe takes a while. Let me see. Maybe it's not instantaneous. Come on, do it. Almost there. Please help us. To fight spam, they are making me to check the I'm not a robot. Okay. Now we have it here. And we have the, do we have the inputs? No, we don't have the inputs. So that's weird. We should have the inputs. We put it the same way. Look, we put input type text, name. Well, but this is basically it. Like we use JavaScript to fill the form. If you don't use the service called form submit and you have your own API or your own database, you can do that with backend. You can send this information to the backend by putting a different URL here, like for your website. Netlify has one way of doing it. The other server that is not now Seid, that we use Seid, but if you use the other one or with Seid, you can have a small backend that does that for you. You'll see that on the backend class if you haven't done already later on. But that's it, guys. Like, I know it was a lot because we used a lot of things, but I wanted to make it more dynamic, because if we start going over JavaScript entirely again, like what is a variable, what is a function, then it will be more like a master class again. And I wanted to make something real life. So any questions?
No, we need to go over everything.
Yeah. Watch a video again and go watch the lessons and practice. The lessons, the replets have all the little exercises so that you can practice all of these isolated. You know, like only variables, for example. Only variables. And then only functions. And then only events. And then all together. That's the idea. So thank you all.
Thank you, Alejandro.
See you next class.
See you.
Bye.